Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen in 2 minutes. The story follows Elizabeth Bennet, the second of 5 sisters in a family with little money and a mother desperate to marry them all off. Then, a wealthy gentleman named Mr. Bingley moves into the neighborhood and brings his friend, Mr. Darcy, richer, colder, and at a ball, Elizabeth overhears him say she is not handsome enough to tempt him. She decides she hates him, and here is Austen's trick. We believe her. Darcy, against everything he intends, falls in love with her. He separates Bingley from her beloved sister Jane, convinced the family is beneath them. And then he proposes to Elizabeth by explaining he loves her despite her inferior connections. She refuses him, not politely. She tells him he is the last man on earth she could ever marry. Then a letter changes everything. Darcy explains himself, and Elizabeth realizes with horror that half of what she believed about him was a lie told by a charming man she trusted. The charming ones, it turns out, are not always the good ones, and Darcy begins to change, quietly, without being asked. When a scandal threatens to ruin Elizabeth's entire family, he saves them in secret, expecting nothing, not even for her to find out. She finds out. And when he proposes a second time, humbled, it is not to the woman he once looked down on. It is to the woman who taught him to see clearly. She says yes. Pride and Prejudice is not just a love story. It is about how first impressions are a mirror. What we see in others is shaped by our own pride, our own wounds, our own need to be right. Austen suggests that real love does not ask you to lower your standards. It asks you to question your certainties. And maybe the deepest question is this: who have you already written off based on the worst 5 minutes you ever saw of them?